Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me for Brian's post-game sports live. Well, as you could tell by the subheading and the description, the Las Vegas Raiders beat the Texans. Just in case you missed the first, second, and third and fourth quarter, here's what happened. In the first quarter, Houston led 17 to 0. In the second quarter, it was tied 3 to 3. Then in the third quarter, it was 7 to 0, and in the fourth quarter 12 to 0, which led to the Raiders winning 22 to 20 by 2 points. Here is some of the team stats from the game. From total yards, the Raiders have 400 yards in total yards. Total yards from the Houston Texans, 219. Passing yards, the Raiders had 241 passing yards. The Texans had 141. Rushing yards, the Vegas Raiders had 159 rushing yards. Houston Texans had 78. Yards per play, the Las Vegas Raiders have 5.9 yards per play. For the Houston Texans, yards per play was 3.7. First downs, the Raiders had 22 first downs. The Houston Texans had 13. Third down conversion, the Vegas Raiders were 4 and 12 in third down conversions. Third down conversions from the Houston Texans was 7 points, was 7 and 17. 7 of 17 for the Houston Texans. In the fourth quarter, it was 0 to 0 on fourth down conversions. Total yards, the Vegas Raiders had 68 total yards. The Houston Texans had, for total plays, the Vegas Raiders had 68. Total plays for the Houston Texans, 59. Sacks, the Vegas Raiders had 1 sack. The Vegas Raiders. The Houston Texans had 3 sacks. Punt, the Vegas Raiders punt 7 times. Houston punted 6 times. Penalty yards, the Vegas Raiders were 9 of 83 in penalty yards. Penalty yards for the Houston Texans, they were 40 and 25. Fumbles, the Raiders had 0 fumbles. The Houston Texans and lost fumbles had 1. Interception, with both teams having 1 each. Time of possession, the Raiders had 30.35 time of possession. Time of possession for the Houston Texans, 29.25. Tackles, the Vegas Raiders had 34 tackles as a team. The Houston Texans had 35. Field goals made, the Vegas Raiders were 1 of 1 in field goal attempts made. Field goal attempts made for the Houston Texans, they were 2 of 2. And red zone completions, the Vegas Raiders being 3 and 3. Red zone contempts and red zone attempts, the Houston Texans were 0-0. Here's player stats. From passing, Conayo was 15 of 24, had 166 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 sacks. Sacks, 0 sacks. Mendoza, he was 8 of 15 with 86 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, 1 sack. Running backs, Washington had 9 carries, 56 yards. His average was 6.2, 0 touchdowns, and long conversion was 33. And wide receiver, Johnson had 2 receiving, 41 yards, was 20.5 average, 0 touchdowns, 33 yards, and had 3 targets. Houston Texans, Mills was 11 of 15, 93 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 1 sack. CJ Sprouts was 4 of 6, 27 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 sacks, 0 interceptions. Rushing, J. Marks. Marks had 4 carries, 37 yards, 9.2 average, 1 touchdown, 20 yards. Waite had 8 carries, 21 yards, 2 of 6 average, 0 touchdowns, 9 and long. Wide receiver, Calvin had 3 receptions, 31 yards, 10.3 average, 0 touchdowns, 17 and long, and had 4 targets. So these are just some of the stats from both the Raiders and Houston Texans. Now, I'm a Raiders fan. I love seeing this because the Raiders got their first win in preseason. I know, people, it's only preseason. You're saying, Brian, what's the big deal? It's only preseason. But this is a sign and a right step from the Raiders compared to where they were last year. But if you're also a Houston Texans, you don't like seeing this from your team because you're expecting your team to win the first game. But there's still plenty of more games. Houston, you never know. They can come off and win 6 straight. You just never know. But I know from the Raiders side that this is a great step and positive for the team. Now, will this carry on in the regular season? I hope so. I hope that the Raiders can make a playoff run and go to a conference game. But I'm taking it one step at a time, one step as a fan at a time, because we know that these things take time. Remember, the Raiders have not been good for several decades, and I hope that this can be a sign and the right step. But if you're also a Houston Texans, you have high standards for your team. You're expecting playoff push, maybe a Super Bowl run, or maybe just getting into the playoffs. But this is also a good step in the right direction for them as well, because they have big plans with CJ Strouds being, it's his 3rd year in the NFL. Well, we're going to stop here. I don't want to go over my time. If you enjoyed this video, please give this video a thumbs up and please subscribe to the channel. This is Brian, Post Game Sports Live. Until we meet again next time. Bye, guys.